I'm curious about this. Do you think you'll be better looking in 10 years' time? Savannah, you're 24. In 10 years' time, you'll be 34, better looking at 34 than now?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. 20 years' time at 44?
Probably not.
Okay. Felicity, you're 18, better looking in 10 years' time at 28?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. 38, 20 years' time?
No.
Okay. Katie, you're 21, better looking in 10 years' time at 31?
Yeah.
20 years' time, 41?
Yeah.
30 years' time, 51?
No.
Okay, so when's the peak for you think? 31?
I think 34, 35. I think I'll look my best.
That's the peak, okay?
Yeah.
You're 30, better looking in 10 years' time at 40?
Yes.
20 years' time at 50?
Yes.
30 years' time at 60?
Probably not, no.
Probably not, okay. And then you're 30 now, were you better looking at 20 10 years ago than you are now at 30?
No.
Okay, better looking now at 30. You're 31, better looking in 10 years' time at 41?
Yeah, I think I still look pretty good.
But better looking?
Yeah.
Okay. 20 years' time, 51?
I think I'll still be looking pretty good. I'm not as good as 41 though.
But will you, at 51, will you be better looking than at 31?
Probably not.
Okay. And then 31, going back 10 years, were you better looking at 21 versus now?
I think I'm better looking now.
Better looking now? Okay.
Yeah.
Priscilla, you're 31, better looking in 10 years' time at 41?
I would say it's subjective, and yes. You're saying to other people or to myself?
I mean, they're kind of tied together. Because attractiveness, someone would have to be attracted to you, so that implies an external component, an outward component. So to yourself, but I mean, everyone can make their own individualistic determination, but you said yes in any case.
I think I'm going to be beautiful throughout all the phases of my life.
But so, I'll repeat the question. So the question is not
more beautiful, but just the same beautiful throughout.
So, but I'll explain it. So women can be beautiful in their 30s, 40s, 50s. That's not really what the question is getting at. And women at this table can still be attractive, beautiful, whatever, 40s,40s, whatever it is. But the question is, compared to how you look right now, will you be more beautiful physically attractive, looks-wise? You're 31, 10 years' time at 41.
Not more beautiful.
But the same.
Right.
Okay, then we're going to use the same metric from here on out. 20 years' time at 51, will you be just as attractive?
Yes.
Okay. 30 years' time at 61?
Yes.
40 years' time, 71?
Yes. If I'm so lucky.
50 years' time, 81?
Yes.
60 years' time, 91?
Yes.
70 years' time, 101?
Yes.
Okay. So
if I'm so lucky to get to those ages.
So what you're saying, just so I understand correctly, you're 31 now. You're going to look the same.
I won't look the same.
So what's going to change between now and when you're 101? Like what? Explain it to me. Explain the differences.
I'm going to get saggier.
Sure.
Saggy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. Wrinkles.
Right, wrinkles.
Maybe some
Bags,
spots.
maybe.
Some. Okay.
Thinner skin.
Okay.
Gray hair. That's what you get when you're lucky enough to turn old.
Teeth might fall out.
Teeth might fall out.
Oh no. Your nose and your ears keep getting bigger until the day you die.
Yeah, that's true.
But so you're saying you're gonna
one of the most beautiful things I think is that when you look into somebody, like when people fall in love, you'll always be looking at those same eyes forever.
Oh, yeah.
That's sweet. You know what? Redemption. Redemption, Brian. Redemption. That's sweet. That's sweet. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think eyes are the only thing that make somebody attractive?
No.
Because I'd be fucking killing it, bro. If it was just about the eyes, I'd be killing it, son. Trust me.
Son.
But there's obviously other things that go into physical beauty, physical attractiveness, right? Yeah, so I guess your eyes, I mean, in fact, you could maybe make arguments that as you age, there are certain changes to your eyes too.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little.
I mean, sometimes they'll be like more prone to redness. Like they tend to get a bit more bloodshot. I mean, there'll be changes around your eyes too, bags and what's it called, bags under your eyes, I guess. Yeah. So
Smile lines, frown facials, lines. PRP,
I
chemical
like
peels.
smile lines. Smile lines are cute.
But it's also like, of course, your partner's gonna be attracted to you forever. Like that's kind of what a life partner is. But Yeah, you both are gonna that age. doesn't mean that you're the same level of attractiveness at like 80 as you are now, right? Because I look at pictures of my great grandma from when she was a teenager and in like college, and she's beautiful, and then you look at her and say, "Oh, you're my great grandma. You're wrinkly," right? Like it's
Yeah, changes.
question for you. When it comes to, the modeling industry?
I'm familiar with the modeling industry.
Yeah. So would you say that the modeling industry is very heavily invested in beauty, like physical beauty?
Yeah.
Okay. And so now that you've granted that the modeling industry, which is predominated and the most important thing has to do with physical beauty, question for you. Do you think that you would have a better chance getting a modeling contract now at 31, or say when you were 21 versus when you're going to be 100? Like when's the best chance that you have for getting a modeling contract?
If there was a woman out there passionate about modeling,
Bruh, the coat.
Then-
What, passionate?
if she would, yeah, but
So you're just to be clear, 110-year-old, she's got a bad hip, and she's got to do a catwalk.
what if it's for a magazine for
You've done catwalk
Yeah, I mean, I'm
stuff,
signed
right?
at a few different agencies. I
You do
like
fashion, right?
Week and stuff.
I'm sorry, look, I know there's like some fashion brands that they will have like more older people like do catwalk shit. But if we were to look at the average age of the people doing like the catwalk, I don't know, maybe it's like mid-20s, 30s, something like that. It's probably not 100-year-old ladies going down with a stroller and shit. So
they still need models for AARP magazines, and
That's print.
That's also
I mean,
That's
a
print.
different
That's
kind
print.
of
That's
yeah.
not that's print.
Like during Fashion Week,
so
there's
like a runway
the-
model.
So it's not.
this
it's,
chick
it's
is
not the
dodging
same.
bullets
So like
like
a
the
runway
fucking Matrix.
model
Oh, but
is what
there's
you're
the
saying.
AARP.
Yeah, we're talking like runway model.
They still need
fashion.
Yeah, they're.
I mean, it's always like for them to have younger models is always better with modeling, but there's like certain designers where they have like older people come and do the runway. I think it just depends on the look, but majority of it is like, younger for sure.
And I think they have like a height. Do they have a height requirement?
Yeah, no. I think it depends on the designer, the looks they have, certain dresses. They want taller models. Like I'm 5'9" and I do catwalk and stuff. So.
But like
I
the
think-
mainstream, like 20 years ago, wasn't it like 5'10"?
Yeah, I mean,
typically?
yeah, they're definitely more lenient than they were like
Yeah.
5-10 years ago. Like if you're doing a Gucci commercial, they will like if you had like a little tattoo, they wouldn't use you. But nowadays, it's like they're more lenient. They can cover up whatever. They like it adds to the style, to the shoot. So I think it just depends.
So
So,
in modeling, wouldn't you tend to agree that
If you're a runway model, a young runway model would probably be a better candidate.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grant, and I agree with you that there are older models who are included in certain print campaigns and in advertisements. Yeah, they do need older models. But if you look at the majority of the advertising spend in the like advertising marketing industry, absent these like specific products that are typically for older people, not always, but like typically you're looking at casting a much younger demographic, probably between 20 and 40, right? That's like if you look at advertisements marketing, it's predominated between people like in the age range of 20 and 40. So even granting this exception, like, well, if you're really, and it's probably even more competitive to get those older because they're few and far between. So wouldn't you have to say that in this industry where physical beauty is of the utmost importance and they're picking for youthfulness, let's say 20 to 40, wouldn't you then have to grant that people are probably going to be their best looking selves between 20 and 40 and not at 100?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
For
a
that,
yes?
for that, yeah.
For what?
For a runway model.
Okay, so but don't you think there's some coincidence when it comes to attractiveness in the dating marketplace? Like, you think, across all age cohorts, so like from 20 up to 100, between men and women, you think, like, because if you're saying, you think the majority of men across all age cohorts, are they going to pick the 30-year-old woman or the 100-year-old woman for dating? Which one they picking?
Yeah, I think men do tend to go to younger women. That's the thing that I've noticed.
Because why?
Because they're visual and youth is attractive.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
They're definitely going with the 30-year-old over 100.
I think that might be the closest we're gonna get.
100.
Vice versa? What do you mean?
Like, I
Like, more
wouldn't
water.
date a 100-year-old man, you know?
Yeah, I think that's
So,
totally fine.
Yeah.
I would say probably,
that?
in fact, there is a bit of differences, but they've done studies on this. So they found like men across all age groups, you guys might not like to hear this, so men who get into their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, their preference stays the same, really. It's like 21 to 25. Like, even when men get into their 50s, 60s, and 70s, whereas women, it tends to be like, as women age, it tends to be like 1, 2, 3 years older in terms of what they find most physically attractive. But then once they get to, I think once women get into their 50s and beyond, they start sticking at like men who are 45.
Yeah, they like younger.
That's like the most physically attractive. But women will, until they hit like 40, 50, women just 1 or 2 or 3 years above. But once you get past 50 as a woman, they do make like a slight analysis of like, okay, 45-year-old man, that's like the most physically attractive. So, yeah.